Hi, so just did a test and apparently the webcam's working. So I was gonna do a video. I've been thinking about doing a video for 2 or 3 weeks now. Not got round to it, but also it's not only that. I did try to do a video a couple of times, but I was using some software. I downloaded some free webcam softwares and I just started using that and none of them work, and I forgot that my default one, and I was just watching one of my old videos just because because I had a comment from you, Boxman. Yeah, so hi Boxman, thanks for liking my work. So yeah, thanks. So yeah, what's up with me? So, okay, cool. So maybe I should say a bit more like about myself, because I've done a few videos, but it's just been some video that I've made. I've just got super blazed and just spoke anything. The internet chef story, obviously you can probably tell, unless you're seriously not able to tell stuffs very well, at least these kind of stuffs. But the internet chef, I never met her. I just had an argument with her online and then got really high one day and thought it'd be a good idea to make a video and hopefully some people would see. But of course, nobody saw, only me and perhaps Boxman. So, something. Yeah, but I mean, she said like some stuff to me. That's right. I was watching one of her videos on cooking lentils, and she was giving all this information about cooking lentils, and it was totally okay, not how it's supposed to be done or whatever. But okay, whatever. I decided to follow her advice, to the letter, a couple of times on these lentils, and well, no, just no. She's basically not that good at lentils. So yeah, there's that. What's going on with me though? Well, I used to. Last year, I used to live in Japan for a while. I was working for a company. I was basically a salesman, selling things, selling people basically pensions and life insurance, and like this kind of stuff. I was only out there for 6 months, then I had to come back in December because, well, basically, when I moved to Japan, the idea I was going to be there for like 4 years, 5 years, or maybe even forever, or whatever, but just to go there for the next period of time, like period of time, and my mom, she had cancer and stuff, and she, was supposed to be okay and everything, but anyway, it turned out that it wasn't, and came back not being cured, whatever, and well, was given the thing by the doctor, the all 6 months talk sort of thing. So I had, well, so I found out like in the October, and I was with my girlfriend, Japanese girlfriend, and I've not had a girlfriend since, actually, nothing. I can't say I've actually tried, because normally when I put myself out there and try to, I'm usually okay, and I will be. It's just like I've just, so it's not like it's outside of my power to get, but I've just, been smoking I was just smoking a lot of weed and stuff, just not really caring. I didn't really care about money, I mean, because I'm actually a person that has, had a lot of money and made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, and I've done it a few times, and let's say I'll do it a few times more, hopefully with this time I can be more responsible, the money I do make or whatever, and not be as myopic, which means short-sighted, as what I have been. So over the last few months since I've been back, I saw my mum out. I spent the last couple of months with her, and then this year, I did some work in the beginning of the year for a renewable energy company, just because I've always been curious about that market. And then I had the idea to set up a business, and spoke to some different guys, and I've got a friend who agreed to back it. So so now I have a beautiful office, which I got 2-3 months ago actually. But we're only just opening the business now. We've only just opened the business now, and it's still going to be another 2-3 weeks before we're completely ready, and everything, all the product lines are ready, and then I can just the recruitment and just get on the staff. But we've already done some recruitment already, but a few more bits and bobs I need to do before I start hiring loads of people, because I need to be ready. So I'm doing that, and I've been doing good. I've been kind of in a transitionary phase because we've had so many delays, these last few months. This friend initially, even though he'd agreed to do it, was taking his time with things. So I sort of pulled out and said, look, I'm just going to go and do this with someone else, go talk to other people, because to be honest, I just wanted to start work, I just wanted to get myself out there and not be, bumming about, smoking weed, and doing things that guys shouldn't do too much of every day, if you know what I mean. So that's why getting a job is good, basically, or setting up a business, or just doing something. Now, obviously, me being me, I can't just go and work anywhere for anyone because, well, I'm pretty smart. I don't mean to be, but I am. It's kind of a natural. Why am I saying this? I don't know. I forgot. I'm smoking a weed. So maybe I'm not that smart. Or maybe it makes me super smart. Because right now, smoking this dude just seems like the best thing in the world ever. And yes, I realise I've not covered completely what I was talking about a few seconds ago, but I've lost my point and I forgot. Okay, so that's it. So let's just. There's any awkwardness right now because you've realised I'm not talking about the thing I was before. It's because yes, you are right. I did lose my chain of thought. I don't remember why I said aforementioned comment, to which I don't care to repeat. But what I will say is I live in a shithole right now. It's actually not a shithole, to be honest. It's clean. It's just like a big old share house. It's like a massive house, like one of these old English style houses with different rooms in, and this is my second time actually living in a share house. The only other time when I lived in a share house was when I lived in Japan. When I lived in Tokyo, that was my first real share house. I mean, as in a genuine share house situation. You know, a house that is actually a share house, not just a house that somebody, you know, sharing. Do you know what I mean? But like legit share house. So I was living with my dad when I came back from Japan, October time, and I was living with my dad for a bit. But the issue with that is my stepmom lives there. Now, it's not particularly much of an issue for me, but certainly an issue for her, for me to be living there. There's that. But I'm glad, actually. I'm glad I'm not there. Obviously, I mean, I'm an old man. Older man. A guy who is older. An uncle. I'm an uncle. But, like, definitely a young spirit, so. Type of uncle. Type of deal. Yeah. Uncle, bro, whatever. I'm becoming more comfortable with the term uncle as well as I'm getting used to actually being a literal uncle. You know, I am a literal uncle to like actual kids. So yeah, I get it. It's good. It's good to get it. So I went shopping the other day. Well, I go shopping quite a few times. Not fancy shopping, buying loads and loads because, well, I'm living on a budget right now. But I went and took a visit to some charity stores while I was out doing grocery shopping. The ironic thing is you know, I'll spend more money on a little bottle of extra virgin olive oil or rapeseed oil or something like that. You know, £5 on a bottle, and then I'll go buy this jumper for £1 or this t-shirt like underneath for £1. But I'm just really liking looking for second-hand clothes. Like, I've always wanted to do it. I mean, even when I've been like spending loads of money on clothes, like 300 odd quid or something, jumper or whatever, I've always felt like really jealous of the people who are just like dressing organically and just, you know, yeah, I know you need a couple of good suits and you need some, you know, reserve stuff and this and that. Yeah, I get it. But you know, there's nothing wrong with just like going out and adding like different things because, you know, you find some right stuff. I just found this t-shirt. This one. I'll show you. I've kind of got it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just alright. It's just like an old, just regular dumbass t-shirt. It's just nice. So yeah, I want to keep doing that. I want to keep building up my wardrobe and looking for nice little finds and stuff. I mean, this is only something I'd wear in the house. I mean, this really is not, I don't think I'd wear it out or out like that. But you know what? It was laying around the office today because that's where I'd left it, that and this. I've been away for the last few days. That's a whole other vlog actually. Just on, you know what? You can't say anything about that. So yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd make a video and well, because I just wanted to say that, you know, I'm doing a little better a lot more focused. You know, the business is coming together. You know, I'm exercising more now, and I'm sort of getting, you know, connecting a lot more again, you know, with like my higher vibrations. I'm helping raise my vibrations and stuff like that. And again, how am I doing that? Just the usual stuff that I do. So, you know, brushing my teeth. I use a wooden toothbrush with charcoal bristles, so I'm not having any plastics in my mouth, you know, any of that friction and chemical releases and all the rest of it. I mean, I'm sure I'm getting all kinds of weird and wonderful different stuff from many different stuffs, but at least that I'm not doing, you know, so I'm not adding to it. And I'm brushing the teeth, you know, with the activated charcoal or bicarbonate soda or even oil pulling them. Actually, I need to be brushing my teeth more regular, to be fair, but yeah, just between us, but keep forgetting. But then my teeth are okay. You know what? They're okay, trust me. But yeah, could always do more to look after them better. You know, oil pull more, basically. Bicarbonate soda, you got to be careful. It strips the enamel. So it's like if you've got nothing in the house, you really need to brush them and then banky and bicarb. Now what else? Yeah, just like running. Obviously, again, I'm just only using the natural soaps on my body. Only natural, pure olive oil. So again, you know, it's keeping my skin in a better condition. It's you know, decreasing the amount of chemical attacks, and also, you know, I don't use any other kind of soaps. I'm only using this natural one. I don't use any shampoos or, you know, anything with all these weird chemicals in. You know, none of that. You know, moisturizers, again, I'm only using coconut oil. Just to be a sun protector in the day, and obviously just moisturise naturally as part of that. You know, that's really good. Food wise, I am on a journey to be a vegan. I'm not there yet, but I want to be, and yeah. I want to be. Some of the things that have been preventing me is, I don't know. I guess because of being in this transitionary phase, and I'm still in a transitionary phase, out of the slump I've just been in for the last 8 months, basically. Just living in this share house, living in my room, claiming my benefits, smoking my weed. And doing whatever else I can here and there to survive, just to, you know, have more freedoms, so to speak. So yeah, and obviously planning and plotting and scheming my next move is what it's all been about. Whilst I've been having that time out just to relax and contemplate and just reflect and everything, you know. I mean, obviously it's a pretty serious moment, you know, personally within the mum, and you know, I think it's good to take the time out and reflect. You know? I mean, a lot of people don't reflect because they believe that they can't reflect, that they don't have the time. Oh, you know, I can't do this, I can't do that, blah 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 blah. You know, people. But I'm just like, whatever. I don't care what commitments I have or whatever. I'll just go get a room somewhere. That's it. Well, a flat somewhere. Is my thinking, but it just ended up in a room. Because I got booted out, and I had like a day to find a place. This is like a month after my mum had died as well, and it was like a week after my sister had just got married. Yeah. But happy times are on their way because, well, they're already here. I'm already happy. I think you can probably tell that, you know, I'm actually, I'm actually a happy person. Yeah, I am. Yeah, yeah. Have I always been? Yeah. From the start, I've always been consistently happy from the beginning of my childhood till now. Well, no. Let me tell you, you know, I have not. I mean, I had my, you know, my golden years, I guess, from 0 till 11, where I was with my mum and dad, and they were together. I had my sisters, and I had two very good parents. Really, like, good people, good principles and stuff, you know. If not a little bit cavemanish, but definitely very spiritual people as well. So yeah, that was it. Then when I got to, well, then when I got to like 12, I guess, then Mama ran off with Dad's best friend. And so, long story short, for one reason and another, you know, the ripple effect, blah, 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 blah. My teens were pretty messy. Yeah, I passed around a bit, moved about a bit in my teens. And both parents at the time were going through their own issues with new partners they were having, new realities they were dealing with, and all the rest of it. So, I don't know, sort of. Didn't get that attention, actually, in my teens that I had become accustomed to, I guess. Yeah. So, I acted out. Which, you know, which is all the usual stuff. And if you don't know what the usual stuff is, then don't worry about it. It just means being lame, basically. But anyway, but don't get me wrong, I mean, I have to be careful because, I mean, I don't want to create too much of a bad impression. I mean, I guess the messy period, like, was, like, okay, so, like, when they broke up and I originally went to live with my mum, you know, I lived there and stuff. And I remember, you know, my dad, you know, he took me to the bus stop, and you know, when I was leaving to go and live with my mum, and you know, he said to me, "Son, if you, you know, if you ever want to come back, come and, you know, come and let me know, and I'll come and get you." This kind of stuff. So, okay, I was just a 12-year-old boy who wanted to be with his mum. You know, I didn't quite understand the reasoning behind it myself. It just felt like the most natural thing in the world to do. I mean, it didn't even feel natural. It was that natural. It was that instinctive. I wouldn't even be able to recognize it as instinct. I guess I wasn't, of course I wasn't as introspective. I mean, I was, but I wasn't as grown up as I am now. To recognize. But anyway, sort of lost my train of thought a little bit. Can you tell? Can you tell? If you really can tell me. It's 24 minutes and 40. So if you can remind me, let me know, because maybe I'm not going to watch this again. No, I'm going to watch it. Yeah, so anyway, I went to live there with my mum, and then I used to. The deal was I would go to visit my dad. I can't remember where I'm at now. And then I used to go and visit my dad on the weekend. The idea was I'd go every week, Friday till Sunday, and do that standard, seeing your dad or your mum or whatever parent you're not living with, on a weekend. That whole thing. But I think that lasted all of about one arrangement or two times. Arrangement. The reason why I use the word arrangement is a horrible word. Well, it's not. It's just a word. But I remember now just hearing myself saying it. That was like a word that was bandied about like a lot all the time back then, like arrangement. Everything was a fucking arrangement. Whatever. Wow, what am I doing? I'm going in deep right now. So, that was it. I was told my dad was with my stepmom, the same one. That same evil fucking bitch. Sorry, I swear, but she's an evil person. And I'm sorry for swearing. I don't plan to be a swearing video blogger. So if you're watching this and you're freaking out because of that swear word, don't worry. I'm not going to keep doing it. So then basically, you just got turned around. Okay, I'll get to the point now. He got said that okay, I can only go like a Saturday night till a Sunday night, so 24 hours for 3 weekends in a row, and then 2 weekends off, or 1 week off, so they'd get a fortnight together, so they'd have their own time. So I was obviously just getting 3 days. 3 days? Yeah, 3 days a month with my dad. So that was like 3 times. So yeah, whatever. Some days. Like, what is that, like 45, 50 days? A year? No, we check on the calculator. I could figure it out, but believe it or not, I'm just freaking out. I'm looking at myself and I'm getting like stage fright. No, we're not live already, bro. There's some people watching. Maybe just one person. But that's okay. Now, what's we doing here? 35 divided by 3 times 12, 36. So I've got to assume 36 nights a year. Well, actually less, because then they'd take off like extra time for even holidays and stuff like that, which coincidentally I was never invited to. On both sides, funnily enough. But anyway. So, the more I was sort of pushed away and kept away from my dad, the more I started to develop an obsession with him, like thinking he was this like amazing guy. You have to bear in mind I was a young kid. I was only like 12, 13. So don't blame me for being crazy. It's really young times. And yeah, the more he would push me away and hold me back, or not have anything to do with me because of we've got all these kids going on, and stepmom's kids and my dad's kids from his other one, and it's all like too much. I'm just like this big inconvenience. Actually, my stepmom has done some really evil stuff again, like horrible. So what I'm actually really want to do now is I'm just going to write a big open letter, and I'm going to send it to her, and I'm going to send a copy of it to every member of the family as well, because I just want to end it with them, but on my terms, and just be clear, because I'm tired of. But I'm glad that I don't have to deal with them anymore. I mean, there's been some new stuff, but I don't know. Anyways. Good things are though. Again, focusing on working out. Got the business, got the beautiful office, and I'll upload a video. I'll show you the office. It's nice. We still got to get the comms in. They don't come in till a few days, and the sexy computers and a few more chairs and colours and bits and bobs. But okay, you can see where we're at now. You can see where we will be at, and I'll keep updating, because I always used to dream of when I was okay, so when my dad stopped having, like, hardly seeing me, like when I was 12, I like developed like another person in my head who I could talk to and comfort, and who would like love me and who would support me and stuff like that. And I just developed another kid who was like me, similar age, but he had like a perfect life. And I would meet him, and I would like talk to him, and he would advise me, and stuff like that. And it's actually, it's looking back now, it's pretty genius, because then from that one person, it developed like whole worlds in my head of people and committees. These are not regular characters that I'm developing every day and stuff like that. Apart from maybe the main one is always stood with me, sort of thing. That sounds really weird. It's like I just like sometimes just defer to like I'll just create an imaginary body of counsellors in my mind. Well, back then I did create one kid. I've not really spoken to this kid in a while or wrote like that. But yeah, I gave birth to him in my mind, in his consciousness. And, well, basically, it was just, I guess, a coping mechanism, really. And he had a perfect life, and he was into radio, and because I was obsessed with radio and cameras when I was young. I was always like drawing pictures of cameramen, recording people, and limousines, and all that. I'd just be obsessed with, just like this kind of thing. Photography, or cameramanning, or being a paparazzi. I really liked as well. Security for a bit, private detective, policeman, intelligence officer, operative, like all of these stuff. I was like fascinated with as a kid and a teen. I mean, really fascinated with, and yeah. Am I still fascinated? Well, I'm not as fascinated, but everything is still really curious to me and very intriguing. Fascination generally comes from when you're new to a subject, and then once you dump it and dump it and dump it and just map it out, it becomes less fascinating and more interesting and intriguing, or even more fascinating. I mean, of course, it's like science, it's like physics. It becomes more and more fascinating, I suppose. But, some things have a beginning and an end, though, and there's nothing more it can do. So, I guess that's what I was sort of trying to go on about as well, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So anyway, I'm making this dude, and this dude is taking ages, and it's all your fault. EMF, guys, EMF, how are you watching this right now? Am I on a laptop right now? Is the laptop on your lap? You're watching it down like this? So watch out for EMF radiation. Very dangerous. Really watch out for that. I'm going to do a thing, I'm going to talk about it, but actually what I want you to do is just like Google it, do some independent learning on radiation, you know, from cell phones, from laptops, computers, and all the rest of it. I've basically been thinking, okay, well look, you need to get the computer really, really away from you, and if you can get a really long keyboard with a wire, you know, 3-4 meters. My idea would be to get a laptop or a computer screen, and then you put it against a mirror, and it reflects against a mirror to another mirror, and then maybe into another mirror far away. So you can actually just have a wired keyboard, which is just like a million miles in the next room, you know, or at the end of this room, but like a good amount away, even on another floor, right, in the house. Seriously, even on another floor. Even if you're running it all the way from your basement, like, and just having all your main computers downstairs, and just the keyboards and the screens and everything, you know, upstairs. I think it's a good way to do it. But anyway, you have your, you have the mirror that you're looking at, and obviously that's giving you the reflection. And someone might say, oh yeah, but it's going to be opposite way. Well, no, because then you can re-reflect it, and then it'd come back, and then it'd re-opposite. So once you've got it all aligned and that, you could just be looking at a pure glass thing, right? Pure glass, no emissions, no anything, just pure glass, you know, and just with your wired keyboard and your wired mouse, and you could be on easy street, mate. You could have no EMF, no radiation around you, so that's what I want. That's what I want to do, and I really want to get like the water filter, not the water filter. I say water filter, it's just going to send totally the wrong message. I mean, it's a water, it's a special water decondenser machine type thing. It's quite expensive, a couple of $100, but you know, you put the water in and it extracts basically all the crap from it. So, of which there's a lot of contaminants in water. I could go on about it for ages and ages, but I'm not. You know, there's chlorine in water, there's fluoride in water, there's chemicals, there's estrogen, full of estrogen, particularly in the UK where people are popping pills. Women are taking one in after pill, and then it's going back into the water system. Because here in England, we just keep drinking the same water all the time, retreated by chemicals, you know, pissed out, passed through the system, pass through the system, and then, you know, think it, it's going in, we're drinking into the system, again, purifying. So yeah, we're getting a lot of nastiness. So what I want to do is just want to be in a situation where I can have this piece of kit, yeah, and it's going to help. I can send you what it is. My memory's not working pretty perfectly right now, but and yeah, you know, I just want to be obviously moved into a new place as well, because this share house has been nice, but I'm ready for like a nice 3-bedroom semi-detached house now, like with a little garden and stuff, and everything like nice, I think, in there for me. And I am not going to have anybody live with me. I'm not going to spend all my time building like a beautiful home and a beautiful reality. Yeah, because when I'm living on my own, in my own like nice place, and you know, working, which is generally all the time anyway. It's only just been like recent. But you know, I took some time out. You know, I can get a nice little reality going. Do you know what I mean? And but just make sure nobody tries to hijack that this time. Some friend that comes to stay and you know never wants to go or something. I had that in before, but only one time I had that. I won't have it again. And I never had it before then. And I never had it before then because all my mates were always really decent. But sometimes you come across somebody who you know is not decent, but because they're okay with you, you make an exception. Just don't. If I can give you any advice in life, if somebody's a tosser, even if they treat you like fucking gold, and generally these people are always amazing with new people anyway, Always. So if you're that new person, expect new person treats. Yeah. So watch out for that. Yeah, and that's right. I kind of forgot what I was saying. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen, and then I'm going to pick it up, and we're going to make a part 2. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. Listen, it was okay talking to you. It's been a bit of a slow-paced video, this one. Okay, I was supposed to go like this, and it was supposed to just end, and it's supposed to be kind of cool, but then it was just like, okay, but we can just do like this.